Hey there, in this video, you're gonna learn how to crop an image and create a professional composition using the rule of thirds. So looking forward to this one. This video comes with a project file, so go download that so you can follow along. And let's just jump straight into Photoshop. All right, now that we're in Photoshop, you should have an image of me, myself, and I. This image has this ugly white bit on the outside, which we need to get rid of, and a really big empty space above my head. So this is where the crop tool comes in handy. If we move over to the left in our toolbar and come down to this little icon here, it is the crop tool. Let's click on that and it comes up with this box around our image. If we just come to the corner, we click and we drag, we can recrop our image. We bring the other corner over. Now, once I'm happy, I can go click on my move tool and that will crop our image. Let's go Control Z, go back. If we go back to our crop tool, and I want to keep the same scale of the image, what is the button that we hold to do that? Yes, it is Shift. I hold Shift, I click on my corner and I drag and I keep that same size composition and I let go. I go to my move tool and that's cropped it. If we go unlock our image, if we go to drag our image down so it's a better composition in our square, oh no, my image has been cut off. It's been deleted. I wonder why that is. That is because when we have our crop tool, there's this little box up here. It says delete crop pixels. Now, because that is checked, when I rescale or recrop my image, all this stuff around the outside will be deleted when I click it. So if I go Control Z, all the way back to the start, if I go to my crop tool, I personally do not have this checked at all. But now if I go resize, use my move tool, I can then move my image within that. Let's go back to the start. Another little trick or tip with the crop tool, if I bring this in, and bring this in, I can then click and drag my image around inside my crop. So it drags the image and not the box. If you're thinking that you're trying to drag the box and it's going the opposite direction, you're just grabbing the image. If I want to rotate it, I can just hover outside of this corner, click and hover. And it also does this really weird thing where the box gets really big around it. I find that quite weird. Anyway, let's go back, Control Z. Our last little thing is when we crop, it actually comes up automatically with our rule of thirds. So if you notice, we got these lines, these are our guides, our rule of thirds, and we can use that to crop our image wherever we want. And there you go, that's how we use the crop tool and crop an image. I said about making a professional composition using the rule of thirds. So let's move on to an example I have here. Here's a poster I made up a long time ago. If I go up to View, Guides, New Guide Layout, comes up with this box. This will give me the amount of columns, which is the vertical lines, and the amount of rows, which is the horizontal lines. So here is 3 by 3, the rule of thirds. Generally in a portrait photo, if you've got a model, the shoulders will sit around the top line. Now for this, because it is a poster, I have his shoulders and their eye line sitting on the top line. I have 3 models, so I have one in the center, one in the left-hand line, one in the right-hand line. And then I have the title down the bottom, taking up our bottom section. Let's look at a second example I have here. This is from one of our previous videos. I have my model. This is a landscape. I have my model in the bottom right-hand corner. So for a good composition, we need to counter that with something in the top left-hand corner. So for here, I have my model. And for the top left-hand corner, I have the earth, which he is looking at. And the center, they overlap slightly. And that is how you create a very nice composition and a basic rule of thumb with the rule of thirds. Don't have one thing right here in the corner and then empty space and nothing in the top left-hand corner. And obviously vice versa, if you do this top corner, that bottom corner. Here, if we turn on the ruler or the guides, new guide layout, I have my 3 by 3. Now, this composition isn't great, so I might grab my crop tool. I might bring this up. I'll actually remove these guides, clear guides. Grab my crop tool again. Make it a bit more of a portrait. I got even spacing on the sides, a little bit of space above my head, and I have my main subject right in the center, which is the board. And now we have a good composition using the rule of thirds. There you go, guys. There's using the crop tool and creating a nice composition using the rule of thirds, a basic overview of that. So go ahead, play with the crop tool, crop your own images, create something, use the rule of thirds to help composite and create a nice piece, professional piece. If you do that and you post it on Instagram, make sure you tag me at ruthless_graphics_productions. I'd love to see it. If you want my advice or critiquing it, make sure you throw that in the comment and I'll be happy to do that. Go have fun with that, and I'll see you in the next video.